Hi everyone, welcome back to Colouring Kid. So today is going to be part 1 of 3 three colour alongs that will be coming up in my channel, and I'm really excited to do these. So this page that we're doing today, 1, and it is the lady with the deer. So this is the first one we will be doing. The second one is from Fantastic Zoo, and it is the deer here. Now if you don't have this book, because I know not many people do, you know, you can still apply the colours to anything else. So, and also I think it should be quite fun to have a bit of variety. So that's number 2. And number 3 is the Hummingbird page from Die Welt, Unter, Lupe, Lande. So that's the third. So yeah, this is the first page that we will be doing. Now I will be using Prismacolors because I know that you know, some people don't have them, but I think they are quite popular and lots of people do have them, so I will be using those. And also, if you see the video and you comment on the pictures, and obviously you see this video is already up on my channel, don't worry, you can still comment and I might still do an extra colour along depending what feedback I get from the other comments. So yeah, we will see. So as I said, wherever they are, my Prismacolors are here in my new swatch book, which I will be doing a video on once I've finished it. So I've got all of them here. And thank you so much for everyone's lovely comments. I really appreciate it. And I've actually gained more subscribers, which is really, really lovely. And also, if you wish to email me, you know, if you want to see anything specifically, or you want to ask me any colouring questions, or you want to do a buddy colour with me, then my email address is always in the drop description down below, but I'll write it here too, just so that you can see it close up. There we go. So this is my email. So yeah, if you want to do buddy colours, which I'm very happy to do, provided I have the book and it's something that I would like to colour or would have coloured anyway. So yeah, if you want to do that, just email me. So let's get started. So we're going to be starting with the skin, and I realised when I was kind of picking colours out for this, or in my head what I know I want to do, it's going to be very similar to Ivy from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So yeah, it's going to be quite cool to recreate her. So the colours I will be using are PC 927 Peach, Light Peach, sorry. I'm not sure if I'm using all of these, but I probably will. Beige 997, Peach 939, Deco Peach 1013, Nectar 1092, and Blush Pink 928. So we are going to first begin with a light layer of the light peach. And I'm going to focus on her face because I can do the hands off camera, you know, so that they are the same. So because there's no point just repeating it. So I've actually just begun the light layer. But yeah, this is going to be quite light, so don't worry too much. So yeah, just a very light general layer. And these little dots on her forehead, I'm just going to colour now before I forget. And for those we're going to be using 1079 Blue Violet Lake and 1023 Cloud Blue. So yeah, I'm literally just going to go in and colour this in with the Blue Violet Lake. and go in with my tiny little cloud blue. Okay, so they're out of the way, so that's good. So now I've done that, I think I'm going to go in with Deco Peach. Now, I'm not amazing at skin yet, but I'm getting better. And I also hope that, you know, this is actually quite a good video to do as a colour along, because you can kind of see how I would do skin, which I think is also quite helpful. I find it is always very helpful to see other people and how they colour skin. So I'm just picking out the areas that are darker. And this is a colour along, so I will be doing it every step, apart from if it's, you know, repeated. So obviously I won't show the same thing too much, just because it can get a bit boring. Sorry, Tom's in the background. He's still got a bit of a cold. So now we're going in with Peach. And we are just building up those darker layers using medium pressure, you know, going on top of the Deco Peach. And this is going to be more of a colour along rather than a colour in chat. So, yeah, there isn't going to be too much chat, aside from what I'm telling you in this. Okay, so that's the peach. Now I'm going to go in with beige just to smooth that out. And just to give it a slight yellowy tinge, because a lot of this is very peachy. And I think it's good to get some tan kind of colour in there too. And round her nose area, I'm going to go back in with 939. I've never really done nose stuff before, so this is kind of one of the first realistic people I've done. Okay, 927. Just going over her eyelids as well. The eyelids I'll save for a bit later. So 927, you're kind of just going to lightly go over everything again. Even the lips, will come back to those. Now I'm going to take Nectar. And this is just going to be very light pressure, softly in some darker areas. And quite dark by the neck, because obviously that's where there'd be quite a lot of shadowing. Now we're going to go back in with Deco Peach just to smooth out the nectar. Like that. So I think we are almost done with this. I'm going to press hard with the nectar now on the lines and lightly on the actual eyelids, and then go in with the light peach and fill in the rest of the lines and just lightly do that. Okay, so we're just going to do another light, you know, just overall layer with the light peach. Now I know lots of people don't use a blender pencil, but I just find with all the layering I can still see a bit of white space, and I just want there to be, you know, finish to it. So I'm using 1077, the blender, the Prismacolor one. So because there's lots of layers already, you don't need to push hard to be able to see a finish. So I'm just going very lightly in little circular motions. Like that. I'm not sure if she's meant to be a fairy or just a person, but I like the picture. So yeah, I've just gone very light there, and just to pick up some of the darkness again, we're just going to go back in with Nectar over the darker lines like this, and light peach just to fill in this area because I feel like it was a bit bare. And just to add some blush to her face, I'm going to use the blush pink and just come from the side where the nectar was and in. Where the nectar was and in. We can just add it in some other places too. Like that. Okay, so her lips I'm going to base with the Deco Peach, sorry. And then we're going to go in with Nectar. And blush pink. I want them to be quite light. Nectar again. And then with the blender. Like that. Okay, I may go in with some darker pink later. Okay, so I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, and we're going to do the hair. I'm just going to pick a few colours out. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of these, but I'll tell you what they are anyway. Let me get this. So I've picked out some colours here, and I am just going to zoom out. But yeah, as I said, I'm not sure whether I'll use them all. So I've got beige again, goldenrod, deco yellow, and sand, and light umber, burnt ochre, cream, and jasmine. But yeah, I'm not sure if I will use them. So I'm actually going to start with beige. And I'm just going to do this area so that I can show you. Sorry, I'm going to zoom in. So yeah, I'm just doing this area here. So I've based it with the beige, and then sand. I'm going to start doing a flicking motion, and I haven't done much of this really because I haven't done many people. But yeah, I'm just doing a flicking motion to be able to see the hair like that. Kind of following the curves as I go. And then I'm going to soften it with the cream like that. Now I'm going to go in with the light umber, and this is where I'm going to use dark. So it's kind of going to be blonde, but have brown in it too. Like that. And then I will take Deco Yellow to add a few brighter highlights. And again with the burnt ochre. So the idea for these is to just add a bit of dimension, because obviously they're quite unusual to go in blonde hair, but it kind of just adds a bit of depth to it. And we're just going back in with the sand to smooth colours out, and then a light overall layer of beige. So I'm going to grab one polychromos, actually a couple. So I always find sometimes with Prismacolors you can't get quite enough dark. So I'm going to be using black and Bister. So I'm just going to sharpen these. So I probably won't use a lot of black at all, but it's just because they're harder leaded, the strokes are more obvious. So the Vista is really, really similar to the light umber. Because we've built up lots of layers already, the black doesn't come through too much, which is quite nice. Just dot on the edges there. And then again with the beige. So I think I'm probably going to leave the hair like that. So next time we do this, all of the hair will hopefully be done. So I'm just going to go back over with the Deco Yellow just to reinforce the blonde like that. So that's her hair. So it's actually kind of more browny, which I like, but it's still got some blonde in it. So it's kind of half brown, half blonde. Okay, I think I will do some of her dress and then we will finish it for today. So again, I'm just grabbing some colours. Bear with me a second. Whilst I find it, because I can't find one of the colours that I need. Ah, here it is. So again, I'm just going to sharpen. So this is practically the same colour palette that I used for ivy. Okay, so the colours we are using, it's cloud blue, blue slate, Caribbean Sea, blue violet lake, and periwinkle. So I'm zooming in. Just move the book slightly. Okay, so I'm going to do a base layer of cloud blue, all over this bottom area of the dress. So the dress bit that I'm doing is just going to be here. And I'll also just show you this little cuff here, because that will be slightly different because I'll use a different blue. So I'm actually going to use sky blue light for this with the periwinkle. So periwinkle is just going to be hard pressure over the cuff like that, and then sky blue light is there to burnish. So that's what it will look like. So all of these little flowery or leafy bits are going to have the left side of them with hard pressure periwinkle, and then they're going to be blended with very hard pressure with the cloud blue. The reason I'm doing this is because when I actually do the main body of the dress, it hopefully won't show through too much on these flowers, because they, leaves, sorry I keep saying flowers, because I will have already coloured them, so you won't be able to see. Now I'm thinking that these spots I'm just going to leave, because I will go over them with white gel pen or Posca or something like that. So I'm just going to leave those. Bear with me whilst I just finish these. I hope that this page doesn't take too long, just because I have other things to do, you know, besides the colour alongs, but also it's not too busy, and I feel like if I drag it out it's just going to bore some people. So I'm going to try and keep it to 3 parts or 2, depending how quickly I do things, but most likely it will be 3. So they are the flowery bits. So now we are going to go, actually again with periwinkle, and we are just going to do a light layer of it coming in from the side and leaving a slight highlight, you know, like a little halo area, but then as shadowing underneath the arm, you're going to go straight from the arm with the periwinkle. So that's the difference. You're actually not leaving any space there. like that. So now you're going to go over that with the Blue Violet Lake with slightly harder pressure, just to try and burnish that out slightly. Because I also don't want this to be too dark. The dress is meant to be a bit lighter, but then the leaves are a bit darker, obviously, because it's just because this is in shadow. So the Caribbean Sea I'm going to use to shadow the areas that are popping off, you know, from the leaves and flowers. So in all of these deep areas like this. And also the Caribbean Sea is quite bright, so I don't want to use too much of it. But the blue slate now we are just going to use to blend the background of the dress in, you know, in together before we then burnish it with the cloud blue. Like that. So there should be a little strip along that's kind of left. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to do an overall base again with the cloud blue, and then we're going to take white to finish this off. Now, because of how much layering we've done already, there shouldn't be too much blending that we have to do. It's just so that there is no white space, and also just to make everything a tiny bit lighter. Like that. So now we've done that, I'm just going to go over the edges of these leaves again with the periwinkle, just to bring it out as much as I can. And I will do the white gel pen on the dots now because it will dry. And also the eyebrows I will do in my own time because it will be the same colours. I'm just going to get this to work a bit better. I'm using a Uniball white Sagner gel pen, by the way. Going over all of these dots. And now I've thought about it, it might look quite nice, I'm not too sure. I'm just going to see, because I can always scratch it off. I'm going to see if going over the leaves in white gel pen will look nice, or whether I should just leave it. So I'm going to try with these here. You know, and getting rid of these black lines. Not sure about that. So yeah, I'm not going to outline them, I don't think. So I'm going to leave that. And I can scratch it off. So when it dries, actually it will come off now. Yeah. It's the great thing about these, you can just scratch it off and reapply like that. Yeah, I'm going to scrap that. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So this is how she's looking so far. So, in the next part, all of her hair will be done, hopefully. Her hands will be done. Her eyebrows will be done. And the rest of her dress will be done. So, she will be finished. And then we can hopefully get on with the deer and either the flowers, some of the flowers or some of the leaves. So, I hope you have enjoyed this first part of our colour along. And enjoy whatever you're colouring. Again, I really appreciate all of the support so far with my channel. If you wish to email me, as I said, this is my address, email address. And yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on the colour along down below. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!